Named Phoenix in Spanish after the mythological bird. For its creators, this ventilator is a symbol of rebirth. They're a group of students with a mix of engineering specialities who worked through the pandemic with intensive care doctors to make the first Peruvian ICU-grade ventilator. From the outset of the coronavirus lockdown, this group of young engineers moved into their university to design and build Peru's first mechanical ventilator for intensive care patients. After 100 days, the prototype, called Phoenix, had its first successful clinical trial. Phoenix was put to the test with a gravely ill coronavirus patient in one of Lima's main hospitals. The patient made a full recovery, but many Peruvians with COVID-19 have lost their lives because they lacked ventilators or oxygen. That's what inspired these young engineers to work against the clock.
We know that in Peru, especially where we come from, the hospitals aren't as good as they should be in the capital. That was our inspiration, seeing our fellow countrymen surrounded by so much death, especially where our families live. We decided to come together to make our own technology at a much lower cost than the ventilators on the market.
The Phoenix cost around $15,000 to make, less than half the price of the cheapest ventilators. Hit by the pandemic, Peru imported hundreds of donated machines from China, Germany and the United States. But it wasn't enough. With more than 483,000 coronavirus cases, the country ran out of intensive care beds weeks ago.
Many of the most vulnerable patients will need an ICU bed. More are needed, and in order to have an ICU bed, you need a ventilator. What could be better than if that machine was made locally? We could have the capacity to supply that production.
Peru's National Engineering University is relying on donations from private companies and has only been able to afford to make one ventilator. Meanwhile, other students are using university classrooms to voluntarily make non-invasive ventilator helmets. Peru says it's recounting the official number of COVID-19 deaths, which have surpassed more than 21,000.
We believe there are about 43,000 people who have lost their lives, the vast majority of them because of COVID-19.
After nearly 5 months battling COVID-19, for Peru, the struggle seems far from over. Dan Collyns, CGTN, Lima.